Hey everyone. So if you're looking for a super happy, cheery, woohoo vlog, not gonna happen today. I'm in a really dark place. And I'm drinking a glass of wine that used to be my favorite wine, and now it's not. Because I'm like, wine, oh yeah, not supposed to have alcohol because that could cause recurrence of cancer and blah blah blah. I'm just not in a good place. And it's like 8:30 at night, I think, 8:40, and my gabapentins worn off, so the hot flashes start pretty much after dinner. Gabapentin's been awesome for sweating so bad that my glasses are dripping down my face. The gabapentin has been awesome. I don't even want to make this an informative vlog. I just want to vent and complain. Hopefully not cry, because damn it, I've done a lot of that. I want August 20th to just get here. This 1 year out thing just it really sucks. And I feel like I'm stuck. I started watching Stranger Things. I'm not really into sci-fi, so I only watched a season and a half, then I'm screw this shit, and I fast forwarded to season recaps and just watched the finale, and I'm okay, I can check that off that I watched Stranger Things. But I don't know, I guess it puts some weird thoughts in my head because it's a weird show. I feel I'm stuck in this world of, the two bookends of here's diagnosis date and here's surgery date, and then I can say I'm 1 year cancer free. I swear to God, if someone gets me a fucking t-shirt, I'm gonna rip it to shreds or burn it. I don't want pink ribbons. I don't want I'm sorry. I don't want any of that. I just you just have to let it out. So much for the no tears. I tried vlogging. I tried vlogging a couple of days ago, and it was a really good one too. And then my phone kept crashing because it was in the middle of some iOS update. Not in the middle, I don't know, something happened, technology, and I tried 3 times and vlogged for 15 minutes. And then I'm crap, I'll try it again. Crap, I'll try it again. And then I just stopped. Because I'm what the fuck? Clearly, this vlog is not meant to happen. And the physical stuff has it's just come up a lot more. I don't know, this course I'm taking, course, whatever you want to call it, I'm sweating. This stress management and resilience training, and I was saying, oh, I could teach that myself, whatever. And no, I couldn't. The guy who's leading it, he's a doctor, but he's excellent, and the program is excellent. It's through the Benson Henry Institute. So again, I'm not doing this to be informative. I don't want to teach today. I just want to vent. But the Benson Henry Institute does this program, and it's super helpful. And I have a workbook, and yesterday I started having a panic attack, which I have not had in years. I don't think this is my divorce, really. And I went to grab that workbook like it was a Bible, because they talk about, they're called minis. They're little mini meditations, just to snap you out of it, and they work. I'm learning so much stuff for strategies, and I've talked, I don't even want to talk about health stuff. I don't even want to talk about that. Anyway, you just have to have patience with me on this one. I can't try to be concise because I just need to let out what I'm feeling. Because I'm sure I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. I know that there's women or men in this little pocket of, a year ago today I was diagnosed with blank cancer. That was a blank, and I just made a weird sound. I don't know what the fuck that was. And then, like, you know, what, you can have, like, chemo to deal with it, or whatever. For me, I had surgery, and I think part of what's triggering me is that I'm anticipating the surgery to be scheduled after my next appointment with plastics, which is in October. It's the beginning of August. I have 2 more weeks till that August 20th date. It's just gone. Even when I do that, like, I can feel it in my boobs, and right now I just hate them. I just hate them. I hate how they feel. I hate that on the left one. Maybe I just go through a list of things I hate. Maybe that would be helpful. That's what, you know what, that's what I'm gonna do. All the things I hate. I hate that my hair is so frizzy. And I don't have the stamina with my right arm still, after all this time, to, like, flat iron it all the time like I used to. I hate that when I touch my left boob, I can feel the implant. It's not a boob. I hate. I hate when people, present company included, when I found out about this, I hate when people compare vasectomies to boob jobs. Granted, I never had a boob job, like, with my actual boobs. It is not the same. It is not the same. I don't have tissue. I don't have tissue. I hate that I want to have a glass of wine to, like, decompress. And I don't even drink alcohol a lot. I rarely drink, really, for the past several years. But like, I feel like I have no tolerance because, like, I don't really drink a lot. But yet, even when I'm, like, feel like I'm being bad by having 2 glasses of wine, it doesn't do anything for me. Like, I don't feel buzzed or whatever, and I'm not gonna, like, go to hard liquor. Even though my liquor cabinet's back there, but, like, in it is stuff that, like, probably has more dust on it. But even that, like, I I like bourbon. And I remember having, oh, I look so unattractive, I'm sure, right now. I remember having a glass of, like, bourbon, hoping that, not hoping, but, like, just trying to get the edge off a little bit, and it didn't do anything for me. What gets the edge off for me now is, like I went kayaking on, I think it was Wednesday again, because I can't go tomorrow. I don't know why I'm not going Sunday, whatever. But I went kayaking. I was just so angry. And there's other things going on in my world right now outside of the whole cancer thing. Like, there's just people in this world that are just, like, not kind people. And, like, life is too short to be nasty and, like, mean. And to, like, kick people while they're down. Like, who the fuck does that? And, like, everyone tells me how strong I am and blah, blah, blah. And I know that I am. Oh, it's the week before Lupron. Shocker. This is what happens. I mean, this is more extreme, but, like, this is what happens. Yeah, I always get more emotional the week before Lupron, but there's just been a lot of, like, mixed factors, and this August just window, while I'm waiting for August 20th to come, like, something magical is gonna happen. So I can post, like, on Facebook, 1 year cancer free, ah! And then you wonder, are you really? Like I said, if you're looking for cheeriness, just stop watching now. Like, are you really 1 year cancer free? How do you know? You know, here's my glass half empty mode. How do you know? I had cancer for a year and a half. No idea. No idea. None. No clue. Not on my radar. No idea. I had a great rack, man. I had some great bras with my boobs, and like people would look and be jealous of the rack that I had. And like right now I'm pretty happy with my right side, which is funny because the right side's where all the drama is. And the left side, even though I can feel the rippling, it's just like, it's wrong. Like there's just so much right now that's with my body that I just feel like is wrong. And I know he'll fix it. Like that's why I'm having surgery done. And like I said, I think a lot is coming up too now, because like I'm trying to put things in place so that I can prepare for, like, now that I know like what happens to you after, like, you know, boob area surgery, I can prepare better. Even when it comes to like work and stuff. And sorry, that was gross. There's just too much, like, I don't want to think about it anymore. I don't want to think about it anymore. Like I always said, even when it first all happened, I'm like, I'm not gonna be one of those pink ribbon people. Like, I mean, like, I don't want to own things with pink ribbons on them. And it's funny because I went through my profile picture and I'm like, I put a border on my picture that's like, I'm a warrior, and you know, there's the pink ribbon, and because I was part of the club, so that's just what you're supposed to do, and I'm not gonna get a pink ribbon tattooed on me. I don't even like the color pink. It's funny because I'm doing this puzzle, and like, this is funny. I don't like the color pink, but I'm doing this puzzle, and I just took out all these pieces that are similar in color, and the only two pieces that fit together are the two ones that are pretty pink. But there's like a billion pieces there, and I'm like, I can't friggin' figure it out. So in the middle of my puzzles here, I have the border done because that's easy, is my glass of wine. And I'm just like staring at it like, you know, years ago, like, you know, I'd have this with friends before the pandemic, and, you know, we'd listen to music. Well, yes, I did listen to live music the other day, but I'm complaining, so I have to just get it out. Like, the symbolism of this used to be so different. And now I look at it like it's this, just like one example of like, do I just not care and just have a glass of wine and just like enjoy a glass of wine? Or do I think that, like, yes, I've read all these articles that like alcohol consumption can increase your cancer risk. And I think of all the people that are like my age, I know a lot of women my age who drink excessively, and like I hardly drink at all. And they don't get cancer. I don't understand. So I stopped watching Stranger Things. It's just not my thing. And my son's like, oh, you should try watching Breaking Bad. I'm like, okay, because I got Netflix. I'm not a big TV watcher. I knew Breaking Bad was about drugs and stuff. I didn't know. I mean, it's not like I'm getting a spoiler because it happens the first episode, but I didn't know that the guy had lung cancer. And I'm pretty sure he didn't smoke either. And the episode that I just finished watching, I think I'm on like the third one. I'm not even through it yet. My back, I hate that my back right now is like so soaking wet. But it doesn't happen during the day anymore, which is good. It's funny because the pharmacist called today and they're like, you know, you have a refill for your gabapentin, and I'm like, what? I grabbed the bottle. I'm like, my gabapentin container is like full, because I was supposed to be taking it 3 times a day, and I'm like, I don't want to start taking it 3 times a day. So I'm like, I don't need a refill on that. Like, can you stop? And then like, oh, by the way, you're due for your shingles vaccine. I'm like, what? Like, I'm 50, so I'm due for a shingles vaccine. The fuck? And then I'm like, poor chick on the phone. She's like, would you like to schedule that now? And I said, no, I don't want to schedule that now, because I have to call my oncologist to ask her, how does the shingles vaccine impact, like, you know, the Zometa that I just had, and my Lupron that I'm having next week, and the tamoxifen, and the all other list of shit that I had to take to, like, keep the cancer away. I had to discuss that with my oncologist. And she's like, okay, ma'am. Whatever. I don't like it. I'm blessed that my son is home from a study abroad. He's not here right now. He was home, and then he's with his father. But I was so happy that he came home. And it's like you get this little taste of like my full home, and then my kids are both leaving for college, and, you know, empty nesting, creating my new life. What I want to do, I don't know. And like, what do I want to do versus like, what can I do? Because it's not like in my personality to be sitting behind a freaking computer all day long. It's just not. Even though that's mostly what I do right now. But that job is part-time. Like, that I sit like at a table, like with kids while I'm tutoring. So I'm not behind a computer, but that part for me is fun. But like, I don't want to sit 8 hours in front of a computer. And my arm won't let me do that. My body won't let me do that. So I feel like it's just a sign. But I hate that I have to even consider like I'm sure it'll be fine in like 6 months. But for now, I get to complain. Then I hate that I have to consider like what my body can or can't do, and considering like, you know, employment. And somebody said to me, I don't even remember who, it doesn't really matter. Oh, I remember who it was. I'm pretty sure it was my physical therapist. Because I told her I was having surgery on the left side to fix, like, it just, my boob just needs to come over more, and there's the hole. I feel like I can explain all the little things of why I'm having the surgery done, and like no one will understand, and people will judge, like, you know, well, you're healthy and you have 2 boobs, so like, what do you have to complain about? You know, like, you don't get it. With this whole Roe v. Wade thing being overturned, like, it's just another example of like, don't fucking judge anyone, and like, their body is their body. Let them choose what the fuck they want to do. Like, no one can tell me what, like, you know, they think is right or wrong about whether or not I choose to have surgery. And the physical part is like, it's uncomfortable. Like, when I just sit like this side's normal, which is funny because it's my right side, which is normally not normal, but my left side, like, touches my boob. It needs to be, like, over. And when I lay down, and I've said this before, but since I'm on my I hates, when I lay down, like, my left boob or my right boob like just sits fine, and it's great that it's not saggy anymore. It's not indented like it was when the cancer was there. Like, all that's gone. It's shaped like an actual boob. The scar's getting lighter. Like, all these things are happening, you know. But the left side, which was like the non-dramatic side, it's just like over more. I don't know. That's just how my body healed. And with it being over more, there's like this like little like a little divot where I can like stick my finger there, and it just reminds me that there's no tissue there. There's nothing there. And the letter, I'm pretty sure, I don't remember which vlog it was on, but I got a letter about like, it's time for your mammogram, and I'm like, no, it's not. Oh wait, I didn't vlog about that. I put the picture up on social media, like laughing, like, dude, didn't get the memo, you know, it's time for your mammogram. No, it's not. And then they start saying, you know, Self-breast exams and mammograms like are the leading thing to find breast cancer. I'm like, oh really? Because I had both done and neither one of them found anything. So you can just kiss my fucking ass because that's not true. Maybe it is true. It wasn't true for me. And telling me all like a whole whatever like long thing about whatever. I swear to God, if they call me, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit on the phone, and I pre-apologize to whoever's gonna be like answering or calling. I'm like, don't you not? You're in the same quasi environment. I get that it's like probably at some higher level they just like send shit out, you know? But there should be like a little marker or something like, you know, don't send her mammogram stuff because she has nothing to mammogram. There's no breast tissue. There's nothing to like, you put an implant in a mammogram machine. What's the point? To squash saline or silicone to see how much you can squash it before it goes kaboom and like your implant blows up. I don't know. That'd be a fun experiment. You know, you know what? That would be a great idea. You know how they have like smash rooms? I need to go to one of those. They should have a smash room just for breast cancer patients. That's a mammogram machine and a whole stockpile of fucking implants of like varying sizes. And then you go to the smash room and like you know, put the fake mammogram machine on and you squash it down and then you go and you push as hard as you can and then you squash that damn implant and it goes kaboom. And like, how enjoyable would that be? What else do I hate? My tooth. So mad about my tooth. That was a kidney stone thing. That was when like stuff was going wrong that I didn't know. If you hadn't noticed, I had a chip in my tooth, and I have to get like my entire tooth replaced because it's a crown. That's a story for another time. I had to. Well, I mean, it's a crown now. You can't. I tried bonding. So if you've watched my journey, if you really want to be a psycho, you can like super zoom in onto my teeth to look. But I chipped it with the kidney stone thing. I don't know. It was when I had COVID. I had it bonded because it chipped. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but it chipped, and like I don't chip teeth. Like what the hell? And I had it bonded. It stayed for a while, and then like it came off because you can't bond a crown. And I had to get it replaced. But the fucking medical bills, like holy shit. The medical bills are just insane. It's crazy. It's so crazy. I guess the one gift I should be happy is like, I went to look at tuition because obviously being an empty nester, now I have 2 kids in college to pay for on top of all of that stuff. But they both got grants, which was like awesome. I was not expecting that. For my younger one, I was. I wasn't expecting it when I saw my older son's tuition bill, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I got a grant. It's like, you know, not a lot, but still less I have to pay. So I'm like, oh, I can use that money to get my crown. But I don't want the drama of dealing with my tooth. And if you have the Zameda, you have to be careful about dental work too, on top of all of that. So I have to time it out about the stupid crown with when I have my Zameda. I don't think for crowns is as much of a big deal, but if you have like open stuff, like an implant or something, it does impact that somehow. Because every time I had the Zameda, they're like, have you recently, or are you planning on having like blah, blah, blah dental work? And I'm like, what? Anyway. So part of the reason why I haven't dealt with my tooth yet. What else do I hate? I played tennis last Friday. And I went swimming after. Swimming means like I had a kickboard and was like, had my arms out in front of me, like kicking like I'm 10, 5. Whatever. On the same day I had PT, which was just stupid. It was too much to do, and I was hurting so much. Partly why I didn't go. Remember that 2 weeks ago? No, it was last week. It was last Friday. Yeah, so that really hurt. Not at the time. At the time I was like, cool, this is cool. I can, you know, do a ball machine for an hour. Like, how awesome. Ball machine clinic again was today. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to be disciplined and I'm going to go. And then we had a thunderstorm. And I'm like, this is God's way of saying, Jen, nope, no ball machine for you. Give your arm a break. You would think that maybe I would like go on the weed at least to play tennis. No. I hate that I am considering taking up pickleball. Because in my town, people that play pickleball are pretty protective over their courts. Like if you're playing tennis on one court and there's pickleball happening on the other court and you get your tennis ball on the pickleball court, they're like, ooh, and they just say unkind things to you. Or like, get off the court, it's our time. And I'm like, dude, it's a public friggin' court. I can do whatever the fuck I want. But pickleball uses little baby rackets and little teeny balls. And I was approved to hit overhead, and I'm like, yeah, I can hit overhead, you know. I've got an okay serve. But what's the point of doing that with a pickleball? Is the ball itself called a pickleball? I don't even know. Why the fuck do they call it pickleball? Like nothing is shaped like a pickle. Maybe you're in a pickle. Maybe if you know what the term in a pickle means, you're old enough to play pickleball. I get that it's like up and coming, whatever. But to me, I look at pickleball like it's like tennis for like older people. And I am an older person because I can't hit the fucking ball as hard as I want to hit it. So do I have to go and get the little teeny balls? Granted, racquetball has like small balls and small rackets too. But if you've ever played a racquetball, you can do some serious friggin' injury to somebody in a racquetball court. Yeah. I've been hit a few times with a racquetball. Not on purpose, I don't think. Could have been, don't know. It hurts. Not enjoyable. I'm not going to play racquetball with these two. No way. No way. I can't think of what else I hate. I hate the scale. I never used to weigh myself as much, but there's sometimes I'm like, oh, you know what? I feel a little bit skinny. And I go over on the scale and I'm like, oh my God. And I hate that 2 years ago, or maybe it was 3, it was right before the pandemic, I bought like 3 pairs of shorts that were like these nice bright colors, and they were a size 8. And I'm like, how awesome. I'm working out so much. Not in the gym, like I did Zumba and whatever else I did. But I was a size 8. I hadn't been a size 8 since like high school. And I'm like, I am toned, I'm a size 8, I'm eating well, look how healthy I am. The fuck? And then like the pandemic happens. So you can't go anywhere, so like, you know, on come the pounds. And then kidney stone happens, and like, here's the 8 billion things you can't eat. And then that settles down. And then they're like, here's the billion things you can't do, because now you have cancer, and we have to deal with it. I'm like, why the fuck do I have cancer? What did I do wrong? Why am I that 1 in 8? 1 in 8 women. Like, why am I that 1 in 8? What do those 7 people do that was right, that I did that was wrong? This is so dumb. Yesterday, when I turned 40, I went to Vegas for my birthday. I should say I was told to go to Vegas for my birthday. That's a longer story. Anyway, I bought stiletto platform heels. Peep toe. I don't like peep toes. I'm really tall with them on. And I've shrunk since then. That was, clearly 10 years ago. But I have a picture of me in those shoes with this red dress. If that dress were bigger or I were smaller, my new boobs would look pretty hot in that dress. And I looked pretty hot back then too, if I do say so myself. I had this red dress on, and it was like a cow neck, and it was backless. And I was sort of skinny back then. It was before I was working. I think I was a stay-at-home mom then. I was a stay-at-home mom for a couple of years. And I would be at the gym all the time. Like, not all the time, but like I did like Pilates. Pilates put me in really great shape. Also injured me a little bit, but just stuff that was kind of extreme for me. But I had this red dress on that was backless and it was short. And I remember me and two friends of mine were there, and we were walking through the casino, whatever hotel it was, I don't even remember. And some guy that worked there, it was a guy and a girl, or man and a woman that worked there, came up to us and gave us tickets to the nightclub that was there, because like they try to do that with people that I guess look hot and like, you know, or dressed to the nines, whatever. And they, you know, they want to get you in there so that way they can have their flock of women, and then the men come later, because it's like literally women are only allowed in for the first. I think that's how it is. I think it's all women, and it's like I think it's like open bar for like the first hour. Which, when you think about it, it's kind of like fucked up. But like they want to get the women in there that they think look good, dressed up, whatever. And then they drink, and then like an hour later after they're like drunk, you know, the men come in, and then everyone has to pay, so that's how they make all their money. It's kind of messed up, but I was flattered that like we got, you know, things to get in for free, and I'm like, woohoo! And I remember standing in line to get in, and the line is all women, mostly young, like, you know, like young, like, look, somebody was turning 21, because I had the like, hey, I'm 40 thing. Like I had like was I wearing a sash or button? I can't remember. And someone had a 21 crown on, and I remember inside the bar, I took her 21 tiara and put it on my head. And I remember there was a woman there with her friends that was turning 50, and I looked at her and I'm like, you know what? You don't look so hot for 50. Are you sure that you should have gotten your free ticket? But I guess they have to make sure people of all ages are in there. And I remember thinking, like, damn, like, I don't want to have to go to Vegas when I'm 50 for my birthday with my girlfriends. Like, I don't know, not have to, but like, I just didn't, I don't know, like, my clubbing days are over. I guess I didn't want to have to like be 50 and think that going to a club and getting drunk was fun when I'm 50, because I wouldn't find that fun, especially not right now, because I wouldn't want anyone to bang into me, and I wouldn't want to get COVID. But then, like, 50 came and went, and, like, I didn't get a tiara or anything. I kept that 21 tiara for a little while. Oh, and then we were hanging out with them, or at least I was. My friends, like, were like, Jen, why are you hanging out with 21-year-olds? And I'm like, they're fine, let's go get breakfast. Her name was Peanut. Her real name was Amanda, but in my phone she's Amanda Peanut. Well, I mean, I've gotten rid of her contact stuff since then. The adventures that I was on, I don't know, like, my boobs had some pretty fun adventures, but right now I'm just not happy with stuff. Even like tying my shoes, I really hate this freaking Achilles tendonitis shit. Because I can't even like wear flip-flops for long, like at all. The only shoes that I could wear that like I'm not in pain in are my Brooks freaking, like, they're not orthopedic, but they're like, you know, the shoes you wear if you have Achilles issues. They look like regular sneakers, but I don't want to have to wear a skirt and sneakers. I think it looks stupid, and I hate that I have to wear that in order to feel comfortable. And days when I go to work and I'm like, screw this shit, I'm wearing sandals today, because I don't want to wear a dress and sneakers because it looks stupid. And I wear sandals. And then I'm in pain. Like, if I'm not moving, I'm not in pain. But like, if I get up to go to the bathroom or just get up off my seat and change position, like, it hurts. And it's only like barely, it's not even year one with the tamoxifen, because I didn't start the tamoxifen until later. I'm supposed to be on this shit for 9 more years. And I don't want to be on a concoction of medication to have to deal with the side effects of the meds. Like the gabapentin, you know, I know I'm sweating right now, but for me to have a couple of hot flashes at night is like so worth feeling like normal during the day. And I really don't want to take 2 gabapentin because they make me tired. I've been like really tired in the middle of the day, and I need to be able to function. It's like everything I do, I just like question, is it the right thing to do? Am I doing the right thing? I don't want the cancer to come back. And even as I just sit here, like I'm doing nothing but just sitting crisscross applesauce, and I can feel my boobs just like sitting on my stomach. And then I was thinking, like, how much does like silicone weigh compared to like human flesh? Because maybe all the extra pounds that I have is actually from my implants. I don't know. I mean, I don't remember how heavy I didn't weigh my boobs before. Actually, that's dumb because I didn't weigh them, but the doctors did. Well, that's interesting. See, this is why, like, I'm not good with when it comes to, like, measurements. I'm a great math teacher, but if there's one thing that, like, I suck at, it's conversions and measurements. Like, mass compared to weight. Like, when they weighed like, on the paperwork, it said how many grams of breast tissue was taken out. Or how many cc's of grams? I don't do measurements. I don't remember. I mean, I do them, but like I'm not good at them. I can't remember. I mean, I know that the implants go by cc's, and I feel like cc's is comparable to grams. I don't know. Anyway, I know they took out more breast tissue than they did. Like the implant going in was smaller than the breast tissue going out. Not that much. But it was smaller. But I don't know if that means the masks were smaller, or if that like means weight wise it would be smaller. I don't know. Does it matter? No. I'm trying to find excuses for the fact that I like weigh what I weigh. And I used to like I still have good hair product, but I used to just take more time to just like do my hair better and frame my face better, and like I'm okay with makeup. But honestly, like before I started to get pen, I just sweat it off. And in the mornings, even still, like when I get dressed to like go about my day, I spend so much time dealing with clothes and like what the fuck to wear and how am I feeling, and like, do I need to wear a bra today? Do I not need to wear a bra today? Depending on how my boobs feel, because some days it feels good to have support and some days it doesn't. And like, do I wear the V-neck bra? Because if I wear the V-neck bra, it's going to shift throughout the day, which means the shirt over it will shift throughout the day. But if I wear the non-V-neck bra, then like nothing will shift. But I have to feel skinnier that day because the non-V-neck bra goes down a little bit more. It's the most asinine things that you have to think about that you never knew you had to think about. And right here, like I just like put my foot down and my freaking heel is like, it was like this pain in my fucking heel. Oh, I never finished the peep toe story thing with my stiletto heels. So I put them on yesterday, or 2 days ago, whatever it was. I put on this dress that I wore back in my skinny days. And not for nothing, I look pretty good in the dress, with the boobs too. It's just that my stomach is big. Not big, it's like bigger. From the front, I didn't look so bad. I looked like curvaceous now that I have like these hips that have grown. That part I don't mind so much. Like I haven't asked for a change. My ass has been flat forever, and I don't have a flat ass anymore. Woo-hoo. But I put the dress on and I was like, oh, I don't look so shabby. And then I put the stilettos on and I'm like balancing, walking. And I'm thinking when I do the runway for recovery thing, I'm like, you know what? I want to wear fucking heels because I have nice legs. Nothing wrong with, yes, I've stuff wrong with my heel, but I can suck it up for a fucking runway walk back and forth. But I really want to wear heels for that runway for recovery thing. I feel powerful when I wear heels. I was, like back then I was probably 5'8", 9, 10, 11, 12. So I would have been like 6 feet tall with those stiletto heels on. Now I'd be 5'11" because I've like shrunk since then. But I really want to wear heels. I looked in the mirror and I'm like, you know what? I can still fit in my heels. I don't know. There could be a bunch of stuff to like complain about, but I know there's good. I had to get it out because I'm just frustrated and angry. I just have a lot of like weird emotions. I don't know. People tell me that like, mostly when I'm talking about like parenting and stuff, not on my vlogs, but like in general with my friends, like people would say, oh, I had a baby and you know, they're so cute and we bring them home and they're such a bundle of joy. And I'm like, do you sleep at night? Like, I know that babies are awesome, but I'm like, they also cry a lot in the beginning. I remember like my older son would just cry at night. And I would put him in the carrier. I would just like bounce him and like I'd bounce him around and I'd walk around like, oh my God, it was just awful. Like the crying and then like, ferberizing them and making them cry it all out. That actually worked with my older son. With my younger one, he's like, psh, no one's ferberizing me. He would cry for like 4 hours. I nursed him. It's an awful thought. But I nursed him. I pumped with my older one because I couldn't nurse him. But I wonder, even though I know it's not true, my younger one was like on my boob. And that was like his primary source of food for his like first year. And I'm like, did I predispose him to something? Because he nursed. And I know that that's crap. You don't catch a cancer that way. That's not how it works. It's fucked up, man. I just a thought that's in my head. When you nurse your kids, it's like you're feeding them. And I know they share DNA and like whatever. The breast cancer, with my mom. My mom, as far as I know, did not nurse me. I am pretty sure I was bottle fed. And she had breast cancer, and she bottle fed me, and yet I still got breast cancer, and neither one of us had the BRCA gene. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, why does the guy in Breaking Bad get lung cancer when he never smoked? My cousin's husband, like, died young. He had lung cancer. He never smoked. I just don't understand. And I'm trying to stop trying to understand because there's no point. It's exhausting. I've been sleeping well because I'm just so exhausted. I should stop just to give you a break. How long have I been talking? Oh my God, 44 minutes. I'm never one for brevity. Oh, and my hair's on and I'm like sweating. My hand, here's another thing, my hand is so fucking stiff. I need to find another PCP, I don't like my PCP, but my hand, that damn cyst on my hand, they say, ow, they say that could be part of the tamoxifen shit too, because the tendonitis, and like it's like on my tendon from my middle finger. But like I just want to like stretch my hand, and like I feel like I'm hyper observant of it. And even as I do that, like I don't know why it hurts here. Like why? Because I'm crying, and like I need to calm the fuck down. But I guess this is part of the process. I feel like I haven't had a big cry on here in a while. Yeah. So that's where I am right now. And I am doing this. Because if there's like one thing I'm picking up a lot and realizing too is, and catching myself, is to be more compassionate with myself. I actually wrote down on a piece of paper from last week's SMART class is compassion and patience. I'm only a year out. It's nothing, you know. I'm only a year out. But I am slowing down because, you know, I don't want to spiral into something that I can't get out of. And even with like doing stuff, like I got invited to this party tomorrow, and it was kind of a big deal for like, you know, there haven't been parties for years because of the pandemic, and they have a live band and he has a pool, and like I went last time he had it, which was before the pandemic, and it was a lot of fun. And I used to just be so much more social that like I would be so excited about going. But and then I forgot that I bought tickets to this it's by the time I post this it'll be over anyway, but the immersion experiences that they've been doing, like they had a Van Gogh one, and now I saw something for a Monet and Impressionist immersion experience thing. I took like 6 years of French, learned a lot about the Impressionists. So I bought myself a ticket like back in like March or something, knowing that like my kids weren't going to be with me this week because they'd be with their father for the week. And I didn't want to be on my own like the entire week. I wanted to like have something to do. So I bought myself a ticket, just one, which is fine. So I'm going to go to that. And then I didn't like, I mean, later on I found out about this party, and I'm like, now one's in Boston and one's like an hour plus west of Boston. And I'm like, I don't know if I could do that drive, but I'm not missing the immersion things because it's just, you know, very cool. And I don't know how I'll feel, but like, I'm not pushing myself one way or the other. I'm kind of back in the mode of like, you know, just focusing on how am I feeling right now? What do I need to do in the next like 5 minutes? Like, and that's it. And sometimes 5 minutes is too long. And that's how I used to think, like after surgery and stuff. I'm like, I just have to like think about what do I need to do like right now? And just focus on that, and that's it. Clearly most of this vlog was not like that. But I need to snap myself out of it. But I'm allowing myself the space to just be in this dark place, because I know I won't stay there. Maybe I'll color my hair dark again. My hair's been like blondish for a while. See that? I think my hairdressers never want me to not have blonde in the front, because they know that once I like decide to color my hair myself, I will go dark. And they're like, you know, they don't like my goth phase. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know. I'll wait till the fall, and then I'll do it myself and do it darker. I don't know. All right, my advice to end this, is to, I guess, allow yourself to be in whatever place you're in. That's negative. Just don't stay there. I've been in this place for a couple days. When other people start to notice that aren't like close with me, then I know like it's pretty obvious. But I'm not here to like put on a front for other people. Like I don't care. Like whatever's going on in my head is like none of anyone's business. It makes me not care, which is, I started caring again about like my appearance and other things, whatever. And granted, I still obviously do because of things I complained about. But one of my trips to Vegas, I wanted to buy a cowboy hat. The first time I went to Vegas, it was rodeo week. I've never been to the rodeo, but there were cowboys all over the place. Just fun. So I saw a cowboy hat in a store, and I was like, oh, I want to buy that hat. It looked really good. It was actually a man's hat, but like a male. It was at a men's store, whatever. But the hat looked really cool. And the people that I were with, like, when are you ever going to wear a cowboy hat? Blah, blah, blah. So I didn't buy it. And then when I went back to Vegas the next year, it wasn't rodeo week, so like it seemed kind of, you don't get a cowboy hat in Vegas. But then a friend of Barb, actually, her nephew, I'm pretty sure, got married in Austin, Texas, and she asked me to be her +1. So I was down in Austin, and I went to a haberdashery, and I got a hat that was like sized to my head, like legit hat. Like there were people, like Mick Jagger was there, and there's like pictures of all these famous people that have gone to this haberdashery. So I got a cowboy hat. It was like fitted to my head, and it was like, they put like this shellacky stuff on it, whatever, to keep it in, like to have it keep its shape. And then I had to pick out a feather to go with it. And I'm like, oh, and then it was a pheasant feather. And I'm like, I will find some time to be in the Northeast of New England and wear a cowboy hat. So when I went kayaking on Wednesday, I wore my cowboy hat, and it kept me nice and not in the sun. And then yesterday, when we went for the live music thing, I'm not a fan of country music, but the country band was playing. They were actually a crossover band, and I wore my cowboy hat. I was the only one there who had a cowboy hat on, and I didn't give a flying fuck. I wore sandals, and I had like a dressy-ish like jumper thing on, and my cowboy hat without the feather because I didn't want it to fly away. And I remember the band saying, well, Liz, we know we have one country music fan out there with the cowboy hat. And I'm like, woo! I'm like, I don't even know what song you're singing. Yeah, not a country fan. Though I did own Garth Brooks singles back in the day. All right, I'm going to stop talking. That's all I got. I don't know how to wind this up. It's just, whatever. I'll post something more meaningful next time. Whatever. All right. That's it. Bye from Dark Jen.